Jesus and the Valley of Rest. Bedtime story. In a time long ago, when the earth was young and the skies stretched wide over the hills of Galilee, there was a quiet valley nestled between two gentle mountains. The valley was green and soft, with grass that swayed like a lullaby in the breeze, and a little stream that bubbled and sang as it wound its way through the stones. The people called it the Valley of Rest, for it was a place where weary travelers would stop, lie down, and find peace under the watchful stars. One evening, as the sun dipped low, painting the sky with hues of gold and lavender, Jesus walked into this valley. His robe was dusty from the road, but his eyes were bright, like the first light of morning. With him were his friends, Peter, who carried a fishing net over his shoulder, Mary, who held a small basket of bread, and John, who hummed a quiet tune. They had been traveling all day, their feet tired, their hearts full of the day's wonders, and now they sought a place to rest. Jesus looked around the valley and smiled. "Here," he said, his voice as soft as the wind brushing the leaves. "Here we will stay tonight." His friends spread out their cloaks on the grass, near the stream, where the water's song mingled with the chirping of crickets. The air smelled of wildflowers and earth, and the world felt still, as if it were holding its breath just for them. As the last light faded and the stars began to peek out, one by one, Jesus sat among them. The moonlight caught the edges of his face, and he began to speak, his words weaving a blanket of calm over their tired souls. "Listen," he said, "to the story of this valley. Long ago, before the villages grew and the roads were carved, a shepherd brought his flock here. The sheep were restless, bleating and wandering, for they had walked many miles under a hot sun. But the shepherd knew this place. He led them to the stream, where they drank, and to the grass, where they lay down. And as they rested, he sat upon that hill." Jesus pointed to a rise in the distance, silhouetted against the sky, and he sang to them a song of peace until every lamb closed its eyes. Peter yawned, his head resting on his arm, and Mary tucked her knees beneath her, listening as the stream seemed to echo Jesus' words. "The shepherd stayed with them," Jesus continued, "through the night, his voice carrying over the valley. And when the morning came, the sheep rose, strong and new, as if the valley itself had wrapped them in its arms and whispered, 'Sleep, little ones, sleep.' The disciples' breathing slowed, their bodies sinking into the earth. Jesus looked at them, his heart full, and he spoke again, his voice like a feather drifting on the wind. "This valley remembers that shepherd, and it remembers every soul who has rested here. It is a place where the world grows quiet, where the stars lean close to listen, and where the one who made all things watches over you as I watch over you now." A soft breeze moved through the valley, rustling the grass, and John murmured, "Tell us more." Jesus nodded, his eyes tracing the stars. "Imagine a child," he said, "lost in a great forest, where the trees stretch high and the paths twist and turn. She is afraid, her little feet stumbling over roots, until she hears a voice calling her name. It is her father, who has been searching all day. He finds her, lifts her into his arms, and carries her home. And as they walk, he hums a tune, soft and low, until her eyes grow heavy and she sleeps, safe in his care." The stream gurgled on, its melody blending with Jesus' words, and Mary's basket slipped from her hands as her eyelids fluttered shut. "You are like that child," Jesus whispered, "and the one who calls you is near, always near. Rest now, for the night is kind, and the valley holds you close." The stars shone brighter, and the valley seemed to breathe with them, a slow, steady rhythm. Jesus sat there, his presence a quiet anchor, as the world faded into dreams. The crickets sang, the water flowed, and the night stretched on, wrapping the valley in peace. And so, as you lie down tonight, imagine that valley. The grass beneath you, the stream beside you, the stars above. Let the shepherd's song drift over you, let the Father's arms hold you, and let Jesus' voice whisper, "Sleep, dear one, sleep, for you are never alone, and the night is yours to rest in, soft and deep, until the dawn."